Today is one of those days where I get the house to myself. Now, some people spend those days at spas, and others read books in the peace and quiet. I, however, use it as an opportunity to make things. Like making a little tart with the last of the season's raspberries. Like continuing to carve out the bits of the wooden PC case I've been working on. Obviously, it makes sense to do it indoors. There's no way I'm trusting the Scottish weather by doing it outside at this time of year. And today's the big day I've been waiting for ages. With the lorry arriving to pour concrete into the foundations of the new workshop I'm building. And guess what? Speaking of the Scottish weather, you can get all 4 seasons in one day in Scotland. Then it's time to empty the fire, load the fire, and dry off and warm up for a moment. But there's 2 problems with sawing and baking, crafting and harvesting, and digging and snacking and sanding. Time tends to fly when you're having fun. And I'm known for making a little bit of a mess.
Hi, gorgeous. What? No, nothing. Just be chilling, really. What, you'll be back in 15 minutes? Oh, yay.
Right, smart devices. Once again, we stand on the precipice of chaos. Sorry, you speak binary. 1111111 0001111 0001111 001110111. Now, a few of my Patreons have asked me why I don't have a smart mop. I deflected a few of the suggestions from Patreons about this, but it was enough to plant a seed so that when I was contacted by Narwal to test their brand new smart mop, I thought I'd give it a go. And I must say, I have been really impressed. So whilst you watch the S20 Pro in action and me cleaning up the absolute mess that I've made, let me talk you through what I'd missed by explaining the cleaning quadrant. Now, there are 2 types of surfaces in houses. Hard and carpeted. Each requires its own unique solution to clean effectively. You'll see how devices have evolved at different rates. On carpets, the targeted sort of cleaning was first, with the emergence of the carpet beater, which eventually evolved into the vacuum. Whilst there have been iterations since the 1990s, this technology has remained pretty static. This suction technology then transferred to the tackling of routine maintenance with the autonomous robot vacuum. They were terrible at first, but they've evolved since the early 2000s, and they've reached a pretty high level of evolution. The emergence of self-emptying robots and smarter object detection means that these can now run for months without human intervention. And this autonomous tech has unsurprisingly transferred to hard surface maintenance with robot mops. Again, whilst they just smeared dirt around at first, the emergence of self-cleaning, fully autonomous devices with roller mops means that these have entered a fully evolved state. But there's one quadrant that has really not been tackled properly yet. Indeed, it has remained pretty much the same since ancient Egyptian times. Targeted hard surface cleaning is still something that would be recognisable to Cleopatra. You get a bucket, a mop, and smear around trying your best to clean the surfaces. And this is where the new Narwal S20 is really something very interesting. It tackles this last quadrant better than anything else I've seen. It completely erases that whole palaver of filling a bucket, adding bleach and getting the mop. And to use it, you just pick it up and you're away. It has also taken that roller mop technology that we started to see in robot mops and implemented it into a handheld device. Much like the eye evolved independently in lots of different animals, this is no surprise. It's the perfect solution for this task. You get constant cleaning, auto-refilling, automatic detergent dispensing every time the roller revolves. But because it's a targeted, human-controlled solution, it skips over the challenges that robots still find impossible. Stairs, emergencies, repeated cleaning, and more. It then reduces the end process to put it away. It dries the mop for you, heats it up to 65 degrees C to inhibit bugs, and stop mould and remove any risk of smells. And if it needs its bucket emptied, it'll tell you. You also start to realise how many sticking plasters have been added to our medieval solutions. The glugs of bleach you pour into your mop bucket and then down the drain start to be questioned. If the mop can suck up the muck and inhibit bacterial growth with heat, then do you have to have such a need for harsh bleaches and the like? It's tackled all the traditional grumbles that you used to experience with proto-examples of this tech. It's light, it's self-propelled, so it sort of floats around the room. The batteries last an hour, and it goes all the way flat, and all the way to 1 millimetre from the edges. In short, this is one of those evolutionary leaps that solves the challenges that people have been facing for years. But of course, this is dangerous, as my brain starts whirring. If Narwhal have replaced the mop, then simply shrinking this tech further could completely transform this quadrant. Because they could also replace the sponge or cloth. This whole battlefield has been hyper-focused on the floor of your home, yet this only accounts for less than 1/6 of the actual surfaces of your house. Imagine a shrunken handheld version of this. It would let you replace cloths on worktops, sponges on windows, hobs, bathroom walls, baths, cars. An outdoor version could be used in patios or in hot tubs. They really have nailed the technology here. And I think it's more about now just building versions for all the different hard surfaces of the home where these sorts of devices go. So 15 minutes later, the chaos is under control again. And if you're interested in finding out more about this very cool device, then links in the description and in the recommended product section of my website as always. And I'll update that with any discount codes too. I went a bit mad cleaning all sorts of surfaces, but are there any I've missed? And do you think we might be approaching the cleaning singularity? What would that even look like? Comments below as always. As for me, another day done, and the evidence is almost completely concealed. Catch you later, folks.